I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, who would like to say grace?
We don't have anybody here.
Chris, would you?
I'll make it quick. Thank you, Lord, for protecting us all getting here safely tonight, and hope safely in the future. We've got a few more storms to come. If anyone who is flying in this weather is doing so with your guidance and wisdom, and bless this meeting, and hope we all learn something tonight.
Amen. Thank you. And Terry Pratt became grandfather again. He has granddaughter delivered today. There is a noise in the echo coming in.
So he's a new grandfather, huh?
Yes.
Grandpapa.
So he was planning to be here, but plans changed. Okay, so congratulations to Terry. And Kathleen and Michael couldn't make it. They had unfortunately a loss in their family. They just got the news. But once they come next week, we'll congratulate them. They're brand new members of the squadron. We now have 29 members. Great news. Also, Nathan is not here, but I'd like to say congratulations to Nathan Nilsen for achieving his mission scanner rating. He participated in SARX at Fullerton a week ago, I believe, or week before. I don't remember. Thank you, Jason, for taking a position as assistant safety officer. So Chuck will work with you on getting you through the steps onboarding as safety officer and learning a few things before we can get you to the next level of specialty track. And today, for that purpose, we will talk a little bit about professional development and what it takes to get different ratings outside of emergency services. In specialty track specifically and professional development ratings in general. We have a couple of new visitors here, so I'd like you gentlemen to stand up and say a few words about yourself. How did you learn about CEP and what brings you to aviation and how you work on different ratings. So let's start with you, Al. It's your second meeting.
Yeah, second meeting. My name is Al Beresweda. Private pilot. Friend invited me to a CAP meeting about a year ago over at Corona. I went, and it was interesting, but I didn't sign up at the time. Andre invited me again this time, so I came back, and here I am. It sounds interesting. This time I think I'm going to do it.
All right.
Did you go to this squadron last time you went?
No, I went to the
You went to
squadron.
Corona squadron. Yeah, we're a senior-only pilot squadron here,
That's the
Well,
difference.
not only pilots, but
What's the difference?
pilots
Well,
and
not only pilots,
generally adults only.
Yes.
So we'll talk about differences in different units based on composition of the members. Okay.
So yeah, it was a little different. Didn't really catch my interest
Right.
enough.
Right.
Over
That's
here
what I said. It
all
was
the
probably more
pilots.
interesting here for you
It is.
as a pilot.
And how many hours you have ratings?
About 100 hours, 120 hours.
Mhm.
Just private pilot at this point.
Okay.
Working on my instrument.
Good. Thank you.
This is your second meeting?
Yes.
That's the second meeting for you. Yes. Dylan?
My name is Dylan. It's my first meeting. I'm a private pilot too. I do the AFJROTC program at my school, and so last year, the Air Force, there's an Air Force scholarship. They selected 200 kids from around the country, and they sent them to like different colleges with aviation programs. And it was a 2-month course throughout the summer. So I got sent to Troy, Alabama, and there I received my private pilot's license. With many other kids as well. But after that, obviously, I hope to have a career in some aviation. I got accepted into Embry-Riddle CBU here too for a lot of aviation programs, and I'm applying to the Air Force Academy as well. Hopefully, in hopes to get there too. So
Yeah, great job.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Awesome. Dylan is turning 18 in a few weeks, and he'll be able to join us as a senior member. By the time you'll meet with us 3 times, and you'll be ready. Okay, welcome. A few updates on our aircraft. We don't have any flying aircraft at the moment, unfortunately. Group 3 aircraft, CAP 487, is currently grounded at Fullerton, I believe. It had an incident with elevator pitch control, and it was fixed, and then it flew during the SAREX, and when I was flying last sortie, the trim was kind of incremental. It wasn't smooth, so it was click, click, click both ways. So it wasn't causing a problem, but the following couple of days it was used for Form 5, and it failed again. So good thing it failed on the ground, so it wasn't flying at the moment. It's waiting for the maintenance shop to look at it and get it fixed. Expected to be done hopefully this week. We'll see. Zelda, which is CAP 498, right? 7598, which is CAP 498. It passed 100-hour annual inspection, but it was allowed to move to John Wayne Airport to complete avionics fixes. So it's grounded and will be ungrounded only for relocation purposes. Once all the avionics installed back in place and all the pending items resolved, it will go for a short period to Fullerton, I believe, at least until we get our 743 Charlie Papa aircraft back. So that's the plan. No specific timeline at the moment. So as of now, for those who is going through onboarding, you would have to seek for aircraft options in neighborhood groups. Group 7 has no aircraft as well, so CAP 401 is waiting for the starter to be replaced, and it's expected to be done by Wednesday, so tomorrow actually, because we plan to use it for relocating Zelda to John Wayne. We'll see how that goes. The next closest airport with available aircraft, probably Whiteman, I believe. Torrance should have an aircraft, and Santa Monica, and One Nice. So things are a little bit dicey at the moment, but Fallbrook aircraft also is down for maintenance, so kind of unfortunate period of time. Hopefully by the time weather is clearing up, we'll get better situation with aircraft. Any questions?
Palm Springs, don't they have an
Well, the Palm Springs is CAP 487, which is currently grounded at Fullerton. So we were planning to get it after SAREX last week, and that didn't happen because it was grounded for elevator pitch.
Any update on 468? 968 Charlie Papa?
No
One
updates.
that's stranded at IPL?
It was supposed to be moved to Gillespie Field for repairs, but I actually didn't track if it was relocated or not. I'll find out hopefully by next meeting what's going on.
Nice to know.
Okay, next training opportunity, we will have the mission MSA and MRO training event here, I believe this coming weekend, if my memory serves me
When?
right. March 9th? Ah, okay. So it's a second weekend of March. All right. So if you are looking forward to one of those two ratings, sign up. There was an email distributed some time ago. It's worthwhile. MSA is super easy to achieve, not a lot to learn. All you need is a couple of days of participation during the SAREX to get that signed off, but there is a little bit of familiarization and preparation work involved. And for a mission radio operator, there is a little bit more work involved, and you don't have to wait for that particular event. We have all the skills at the squadron level to get both of those ratings done. But if you prefer, you know, a bigger crowd and more engagement with other members from the group or maybe neighboring group, you're welcome to attend that event. It will be taking place here. That is actually familiarization and preparation. You still need to go through SAREX to get sign off. So you can, attending that event, you can get your prerequisites done. And then you go to actual training exercise, and you have to have 2 of those or 2 days of the same exercise to get signed off completely. In line with additional emergency service related training, mission scanner and mission observer school will be held also here end of April. We are targeting April 27th, 28th. I will be one of the sets training in that school, and Chris will be helping me, I believe. So Mike, if you are available, you're welcome to join us, and we can split different, you know, tasks across 3 of us. Probably the most intensive part is on mission scanner side. It's a lot of items to sign off. All of them are very basic, very simple, and it's probably going to take us most of these 2 days to go over and you know, talk to every attending person to sign you off. And once you have mission scanner rating complete, you can actually go on and start working on mission observer rating. Any questions?
And I'm not sure if anyone else is doing communications unit leader, but they're also going to have the ability to sign that off during the March event here as well. So.
Okay, that's good. We were planning to have a full SAREX event at this location. It didn't work out to be just group 3 event. Target date was end of March, early April, but most likely we will succeed putting it together by July 13th, 14th. That's a current tentative date. If you keep that in mind, put it in your calendar and work on all the prerequisites for the desired ratings, you'll come prepared and you can knock out a couple of ratings at the same time. Any questions? Then I'd like to remind, we don't have a lot of pilots right now, but for those maybe watching on YouTube, there is a reminder at the wing level to use funded sortie, funded mission for emergency procedures training. So once you become a pilot, you get yourself access to a number of flying opportunities funded by Air Force. At different levels, you have more opportunities. So once you become mission pilot, you can fly proficiency flight every month, and it's you can just shuffle different scenarios to keep your skills sharp. If you are at a transport mission pilot level, then you have one proficiency flight per 3 months. So every quarter you can fly proficiency at no cost to you. But also there is an annual clinic available called emergency procedures training. There is a ground school involved. It can be done via virtual class. It can be done with your favorite CEP instructor if you have one. And it gives you great benefit of keeping your emergency procedures in a good order should anything happen in real flight. Any questions on those? And once you new members you go through onboarding, we will talk more about specific steps you have to take to get to the next level and so on and so forth. Important stuff, for new dry rates were published for the current fiscal year covering all aircraft. So I already published those on Teams, which is a good opportunity to remind everyone where to find it. I highly recommend installing Teams to your mobile device. It can be iPad, can be your computer, your mobile phone, and so on and so forth. We have team allocated for Squadron 5, and it has number of channels. So specific to Form 5, we have for CAP pilots and onboarding, we have a file section, and I believe I copied there. If I forgot, then I'll do it after this meeting. Yeah, looks like I did forget. No, I'll drop it there. Anyway, there was an email distributed to all pilots, I believe, within California Wing. I'll quickly share these details. Hourly rates. Okay, so for example, 172, 182, and 206. It's going to take a little bit of time. Okay. So 172 is $74 an hour dry. 206 is 109, and 182 is $86 an hour. So it's pretty good cost if you just want to keep yourself proficient and fly self-funded missions. The way self-funded missions work, you reserve the aircraft, you fly the mission within the specified proficiency profile, and you log the hours in the system. Then you get a bill for the dry rate. You have to refuel the aircraft based on your own funds using self-service fuel pump or full service, it's up to you, to the mission level state. And each aircraft has different mission level requirements, so make sure you check how much fuel you have to put back. Any questions? Okay, I'll continue. Let's say, let's talk about professional development. So what does it mean to progress as a member within the CEP organization? And Chris, you're welcome to add details if I miss anything as a professional development officer. So you once you onboard a CEP member, you get access to what we call e-services, and every new member has 90 days to get through what we call level 1 professional development, which is mandatory training, and it's the only level of professional development required for you to continue with your membership. The stuff covered in the professional level 1 is safety, compliance to cadet protection program, diversity. It's been a while, so Chris, can you remember?
Basic customs and courtesies. Our uniform, the cadet protection policy, I think you said. But basically a general understanding of CAP, how CAP works, and a very light understanding of just the different units and how you can contribute to Silver Patrol, and understanding our mission of the three main pillars, which is aerospace education, emergency services, and cadet programs. So, yeah, so 3 main pillars of CAP, as long as you understand which ones they are, that's level 1. Level 1 can completely be done online. So, you know, it's I think, depending on how fast you want to go, you can do it in a couple days, you know, but we really like to see people get it done in the first 90 days of Subwater Patrol service, so.
Yeah, so if a new member doesn't get this done in 90 days, then the member is required to be downgraded to veteran status. And veteran status is limited in what he or she can do within the organization. You cannot onboard as a pilot, for example, or attend training exercises. You can visit our meetings, and that's pretty much it. And once you complete that training, unless you would like to develop within the organization, get new grades, and you know get specific assignments, you don't have to go to level 2, level 3, and so forth. But myself as a unit commander, I'm monitoring each member's eligibility for promotion, for example, and once member achieves next step, time in service, time in specific position, time in rank, completing certain level of training, the member gets promoted to the next rank. So, for example, we recently had promotion for Chris, for Chuck, and I am just this close to get my level 3 done, which takes a little bit of time because of the nature of the training. So as Chris mentioned, level 1 is all online. So all the resources available through learning management system, which rumor has it they're going to decommission and get something else in place. Hopefully something new will be better than what we have. We just get used to what we have, and something new will be dropped on our lab. But how members can find their level of present level of professional development? So when you log on to e-services and you go to the menu and scroll to professional development, and then you basically have an option, where do I start? And then it guides you through the steps. Or you just click on professional levels and you'll get on this screen. From here you click on professional levels, you can type, usually it defaults to your CAP ID, which is your CAP identification number, and you select level 1 and you'll see what it takes to complete level 1. So once you complete specific items, it shows as approved or highlighted in green, and that's it. Once you close on all the items, you have to select your path to level 2, and you unless you are related to military or professional career like medical field or legal, then you select new, and basically the request is sent to me as a commander, and I approve it, and you can go on to the next step of professional development level 1. For professional development level 2, you have 2 parts. Part 1 is required for the basic promotion to second lieutenant. It's an initial rank from senior member level. You can stay at senior level member as long as you want. You don't have to get promoted if you don't wish to, but it doesn't take a lot of effort to get completed. So once your level 2 part 1 is completed, I will check periodically on every member, but you are welcome to let me know that, hey, I'm done, and I will check if all other eligibility criteria are met, and I'll promote you to the next rank, and so on and so forth. So if anyone is interested in squadron commander training, you're welcome to onboard into that program once you complete level 2, all of it, level 1, part 1 and part 2, and again you will get my approval to do so. Not necessarily you'll be maybe commander at this squadron, maybe you'll take an opportunity to be a commander with another squadron in the group. The openings advertised to all members whenever the opportunity presents itself, and usually
Well, they finally got mine after a year and a half.
you finished your commander
Finally.
training? Oh, good. So once you go to level 2, certain elements can be done self-paced mode using learning management system, but certain elements require either in-person event hosted by one of the squadrons, or you can actually enroll in cohort with volunteer university, and it's kind of done in a mixed fashion. You still use the learning management system, but you have to submit certain assignments for evaluation to the instructor who is in charge of that cohort. I did the cohort approach for the commander training. I didn't like it. The way they do the assignments and they evaluate them is kind of awkward and not very effective. So you have to put some posts in a very awkwardly structured system, and then people should respond to your post. It's a mess. I found a much more streamlined approach. It's called Virtual in Residence Program. It's also with volunteer university basically hosted by headquarters. But there is a calendar published at the national level. So I did post the link to this calendar again on Teams. If you go under the channel Professional Development, there is only one post about that subject. You open it and you'll see the current month. You can look at it as a week or as agenda. I like to look at it as a month. And then you find the item you have to cover. You have to sign up for that. So basically, I'll give you an example. Let's pick like this one. You click on desired item and it shows register here. You click on it and it will take you to a registration form. It's kind of a contract, but it's a moral contract, right? So nobody gonna fine you or anything. It doesn't cost you anything other than your time, like everything with civil air patrol pretty much. And you indicate that you have desire to learn, and you will make yourself available to complete specific classes as scheduled. Once you sign in, you will get a confirmation via email, and the confirmation will have actually a link. Oh man, how do I hide it? Okay. Anyway, so you'll get a link, and the link will open you a dashboard which looks like that. And in the dashboard, unfortunately, you don't see your classes. You still have to scroll through and see which classes you actually sign up for. So I created, for example, a spreadsheet for all the classes I have to attend, and I basically mark them off as I go. So I'll show you how it looks. So these are the classes I had to cover for level 3 training, and I only have two more classes to go. The class is 45 minutes to an hour. It's either Zoom or Teams. I like Zoom better. Most of the instructors actually use Zoom, but doesn't matter. You have to be with camera on. You have to be in your uniform, and you have to study some basic materials they share ahead of time. It's usually open discussions, and only few classes required some kind of assignments, and assignments were very basic. If you really follow the class, there is no problem completing the assignment. So I have covered all of this. I had my first one January 7th, so in roughly a month, and I missed one class, so I had to reschedule it. So by end of February, I'll be done with level 3. You go at your own pace. You don't have to hammer it out as soon as you want. That was my choice because I just don't want to stretch things out for too long. And you'll move on to the next step. Certain requirements as you progress through professional levels may be something like take certain position within the squadron or at the group level. And to get a position, all you have to do is ask. We have plenty of positions to cover because being member of a squadron is not just flying the airplane, but also giving back to the organization and to the community. So you serve in a specific role to do that, to accomplish it. So you'll talk to me, we'll identify your goals within the organization and what you would like to accomplish, and I'll assign you a specific role. And it doesn't mean you're going to be in that role for as long as you stay with Civil Air Patrol. You can actually change it from year to year. It's actually a good idea to do that. So for example, Jason just enrolled as assistant safety officer, and maybe in a year he'll learn everything he wanted to learn, and next year he wants to be, let's say, public affairs officer, or maybe get on inspector general track, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple opportunities for you to learn something new. And same for you, Michelle, if you're interested in a different position, maybe you get tired of being financial officer at the end of this fiscal year, I'll be happy to find a replacement for you and you can move to something else.
Quick question about this. Unlike the cohort where you have to pre-register and then they put you in a class, this you just choose
Yeah.
and register as you go along?
Much easier. For example, I've been waiting for cohort assignment for level 3 for like 3 months. And I finally discovered this option and I'm like, oh, nice. I'll be done in roughly a month and a half. And as soon as I sign in and covered like half of my classes, I received an invitation for cohort. Like, I responded, sorry, I'm not interested anymore. I found a better way to do it. So that's it. And the way, if you prefer the benefit of cohort, you are not bound to specific schedule. You have a period of time you have to complete your assignments, but it's more kind of spread in time. Here, it's really simple stuff you have to read before the class. Takes me maybe a few minutes just to scroll through the requirements. Most of it, if you finished level 2, and I finished already a commander course, a lot of level 3 is overlapping with commander's course, for example. It's not a lot of new material. So it was quite easy so far. And only 3 or 4 classes required some kind of assignment. 3, I believe. One was relevant for public affairs, identifying issues within at the group level with public affairs, social media specific, and writing a memo to the group commander about the subject. The other one was also writing a memo about some other issue, and don't remember the third one. Anyway, it's very easy to follow. In my opinion, beats the cohort by much. Any other questions? All right. So covered professional development, and again, if you are here just to be a pilot and get through onboarding process and then learn about emergency services, once you pass level 1, you don't have to ever touch that unless you're really interested in moving forward with specific positions within the organization. Because once you complete level 1, if you want to be, for example, a squadron commander, you have to complete level 2 100%. From there, you have to complete commander's course. Even though you can become a commander without completing commander course. I enrolled because I became a commander, because I had some time, I think up to 1 year to finish my commander course once I took the position. All right, so let's, any specific questions, maybe visitors have about organization you'd like me to cover, or maybe some other members can cover?
One thing I will add. So on the subject of professional development, it's also a specialty or it's a duty assignment. So I am the professional development officer of Squadron. So it is actually my duty to make sure that if you have questions on how to advance, how to achieve a specialization, how to get into a duty position, that's part of my job. I'm also the deputy commander, so anything that Andre can do or Mike can do, I can also assist with these things. I'm junior to both of them, like they've both been CFP much longer, so they'll probably know more than I do, but I study hard and I can typically get administrative things done, and if I have questions, I can go to them. So you've got 3 good contacts in the squadron that can get you advanced as fast as you want or as slow as you want.
Right. So one key point for all new members and existing members: if you feel like you are not getting back from organization what you want to get from it, talk to us. Talk to any members around you. We usually finish the formal part at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock, and we have open discussions on any subjects of your interest. If any members have any ideas what we should cover in our meetings, you're welcome to bring these ideas up, and more welcome to actually prepare and present a specific topic. It can be anything related to our 3 missions, right? Airspace education, emergency services, and cadet programs, or even just general aviation related. Safety is a big topic we are typically covering. So next meeting will be a safety meeting. It's mandatory meeting. We have to present a topic relevant to civil air patrol and our missions, and covering safety specifically. In today's weather, there are many items we can cover relevant to safety, aviation related and general safety. So keep that in mind. It's really up to us as a group to make it interesting and engaging. So feel free to bring your ideas and suggestions at any time. Yes.
Speaking of new ideas, can you bring back up Teams? I just wanted to point out to everybody, we created 2 new channels, both at the group and the squadron, and it's called Aircrew Opportunities. For both those people that are seeking seats to get more practice with your, whether it's being an observer or whatever, it's a place where you can post, hey, if you're a pilot and you have an extra back seat on a flight that you're doing, gives people the opportunity to know that those spots are there, and vice versa. If you're looking to get some, mission observer time done, post it on there, and then the pilots can see it and possibly include you in a flight that they're doing.
Yes. So I'll give you a very specific example. So although in most cases the emergency service rating can be achieved at the search and rescue exercise or search and rescue and disaster relief exercise, we have a rolling annual mission for this kind of training. That's one. Second, we have usually, when search and rescue exercise is over, if funds are remaining in that particular exercise, we can piggyback on already past event to get some training done. So let's say someone came to for only 1 day to Sarex, and you only covered 50% of your tasks, and you have another half to be covered. It's an open opportunity. It's possible to get it done as fast as possible. So it's really up to you as a member to get things done at the pace you wanted to get done. In my example, I originally joined different unit, and it was, well, I have to give it to them that by the time I was ready to get my mission scanner signed off, the COVID happened and everything stopped. So nothing was going on for a while. But when after the restrictions were lifted, I came to this unit, and I really found a lot of support from long-time members. They told me, do this, go call these people, these people are responsive, this is where you can find the aircraft, and so on and so forth. So from the moment I transferred here, I knocked out all the prerequisites in way under 1 year. Like, I don't remember exactly, but I believe in like 6 months I got through the onboarding program as a pilot. And that was slowed down a bit by lack of aircraft here. So I went to Santa Monica for my Form 5, for example. It's really up to you how fast you want to go. Nathan, for example, he is going through the onboarding process as a pilot, and for him it's more convenient actually to get aircraft at Whiteman or Van Nuys or maybe Santa Monica, because he works in Los Angeles area. So if your work puts you closer to the aircraft, use it as a benefit. Keep in mind that essentially CEP resources are available to all CEP members. You just have to learn how to get to these resources. Like I'm trying to get through turbo endorsement, and we don't have, the closest place where I can get it is at Whiteman. And I just happened to be at that SAREX for 1 day at Fullerton, and I've heard they're working at Group 1 level to onboard new pilots on turbo aircraft. And if I didn't go to SAREX, I wouldn't know about that opportunity, because it was group level opportunity. They keep it close to themselves. They don't advertise it outside. But once you learn about it, they cannot say no. You just reach out, hey, I've heard you're doing this. What can I do to get through the process? They say, okay, you have to do this, this, and that.
They have a Turbo 206 at Waitman.
Yeah.
You should be able to get your turbo endorsement.
Yeah, if weather was good, I would be done by now.
Yeah.
Because I already had the ground school covered and everything. All I had to do is maybe 1 or 2 flights and abbreviated Form 5.
So, and as Andre said, for instance, Whiteman had a SAREX scheduled, and it was bad weather, so they canceled all the flights. But all of that money, that pot of money, stayed. And not only does it give, after the end of the SAREX, so for instance, all of mine, for instance, when I flew with you and Terry, those were all funded by that SAREX. So as a pilot, it's basically free for you to do, in that you're doing that mission as opposed to having to pay for it out of your pocket or whatever. As long as you're a set, of course, you have to be able
Correct.
to
You have to find a set. Set a skills evaluator and skills evaluator and trainer. Yeah, evaluator and trainer. So once you just need to find the set, right? So to get certain things done. And I can quickly segue and show you how to find the set in specific area.
By the way, those funds that are left over, we fly out of here. We don't have to go to that SAREX.
Right.
Correct.
Because if they've got funds left over at Waitman, you don't want to drive to Waitman to use those funds up. But they allow us to use it out of here. If we can find a pilot, if we can find a set evaluator from here, we can fly those funds out of here. So.
Right. And that's how I got 2 of my missions done, was through that process.
Yes, and this squadron has skills evaluators pretty much for all most interesting emergency services ratings. We have mission scanner set, we have mission observer set, we have MSA, we have MRO, we have, I believe, you also SUL, communication unit leader.
MSO.
We have transport mission pilot set, although there are no specific requirement for the set to evaluate, but there is a role for that. Mission pilot set, AOBD set. So we can cover a lot of ground without going anywhere. Going to SAREX gives you an opportunity to meet other people and learn about other opportunities in neighboring groups. So keep that in mind. We have a lot of information centrally located in different places in CEP. So the most common place once you get through the onboarding is e-services. And here you can find aircraft schedule, but you don't really find the sets. So how do you find the set? We have in-house developed at the Pacific region level mobile app, and it's maintained within the California wing. So you will see that this app has most of the features compared to Hawaii wing or maybe Washington wing or whatever. So to get there, it's mobile-tools.pcrcap.org, and you can make a shortcut on your mobile phone and you log into this app, mobile app, with your Microsoft credentials. So once you get through onboarding, you will have two sets of usernames and passwords.
Yeah, not your Microsoft credentials, your CAP credentials.
For the PCR mobile, it's Microsoft credentials.
It's a CAP
It's a CAP
Microsoft.
Microsoft
Oh, okay,
credentials.
CAP Microsoft.
It's your cog
Talking about the same thing,
cap.org.
two ways.
You will have a CAP email. And that email gives you access to a broad range of tools, including Microsoft Office, actually, 365. So it's actually one of the benefits of being a member. You get free Microsoft suite of tools, like full set. You get access to SharePoint for the California wing. You get access to this app. And here you can see at the fingertips the status of aircraft. If it's green, it's full mission capable. If it's yellow, it's partial mission capable, and so on and so forth. So I also created like an Excel spreadsheet showing characteristics of all aircraft at one place. So you don't have to click on every tail number to see what kind of aircraft it is. You will go to Teams again, and under the CAP pilot onboarding, under files, there is a California wing aircraft Excel spreadsheet, and you will see all the details there. So it basically tells you, is it 172, is it 182, is it G1000, is it round dial, etc. Like you can see, like there is a 182 NXI at Torrance. If you basically can find aircraft to your skills easily.
Can you read the address for PCR mobile app again?
Yes. So it's right here. It's a mobile-tools.pcr.
Mobile. There we go. Yes.
I'll pull it up for you too, so you can.
Pacific Coast region tools. No, mobile-tools. CAP.org. So this can be opened on your browser, it can be opened on your mobile phone, and if you open it on your mobile phone, you can make a shortcut on your screen, and it will look like an app, because it just opens a web frame and it will do all the stuff inside that web frame. So here you can find set list. And set list you can search by rating. So let's say you want, let's say, airborne photographer rating, and you click on it and you see all the people. Well, problem with this view, you have no idea, especially in the beginning, where the heck is PCR California 469 Unities, which is Pancho Barnes Composite Squadron. Where is it? I have no idea. Looking here, I can say, okay, San Diego Senior Squadron looks close enough, probably. But sometimes the name of the unit has no reference to location. So it's very hard to put geographic position of the set. from this view. So my preferred way to finding a set is by unit. You click on unit and you will be part of group 3. Then you will learn, for example, what are the neighboring groups, and you will start looking in the neighboring areas for specific set. But if you click on Riverside Squadron 5, you will see a lot of sets. So Mike is AOBD, CUL, Terry is a mountain flying certification set. We have a whole bunch of mission observer sets. Terry is mission pilot set, MRO for Mike, mission scanner, a whole bunch of us, etc. So you can do most of training inside our unit. Some exceptions would be, unfortunately, at the moment we do not have any CEP instructors. That's our weakness, right? So to onboard pilots, we have to reach out to other resources within the area. But I can show you how to find the pilot and check pilots and CEP instructors. So it's a little misleading. It says check pilots, but it's not only check pilots, it's also instructors. And you will see, generally speaking, at the group level, we are very limited. So we have mission check pilot, but we do not have any general CEP check pilot or instructors. But if you look at group 7, which is just around the corner, Orange County, Fullerton, so you have a lot. So you need instructor pilot, and for example G1000, and you have 5 people there. Then you will learn. You just need to call these people, text them, and see what their availability is, and then find aircraft in vicinity of these people, or maybe in a distance they're willing to travel to meet you and do your training, and then once you finish through your training, get a check pilot who will give you Form 5 endorsement. So resources, all resources available, information is available, just you will learn how to find the information, and if you have trouble finding the information, just ask questions. And easier you communicate with other members within the squadron, within the group, within the neighbor groups, more you can accomplish in a shorter period of time. Any questions? Dylan? Any questions, comments? Okay. So we have a couple of new candidates who are CFI, CFII, and hopefully they'll get through the onboarding. We actually completed their applications already. It was sent to the national. We are just waiting for them to get through the system, and we will immediately start process of onboarding these new members to get required resources at squadron and group level, and it will make everybody else life much easier. And hopefully by that time the airplane situation will be resolved, and we'll have at least 182 G1000 aircraft in Palm Springs, and we will have probably Zelda here. That's the plan, at least for now. And Zelda is just round dial 206 with G500. All right, so it's 7:54. If no other questions, comments, we can close 5 minutes.
I want to add that for mission scanner, I offer one-on-one training here on an appointment basis. So if you want to do it during the week or at night or weekends, for mission scanner only, I can come and train for FEMIN prep. So you can get through the FEMIN prep, so when you go to a SAREX, you can get qualifications.
Yes, and once you get your mission scanner rating, you are welcome to reach out to me. I'm willing to do the same. So to get your FEMIN prep for mission observer rating and help you get to the next step. Once you get your mission scanner rating, you can go on path of airborne photographer. And actually, this is our weakness as well. We do not have a lot of resources at the group level. We hope that Dave will get a set in airborne photography at some point, and we will have that resource available as well. As far as real missions for emergency services, I would say mission observer and and airborne photographer are most interesting and most demanded qualifications besides pilots. And even if you are just a pilot and you are a small time pilot initially, when I came to CP, I had about 120 hours myself. And by the time I finished my onboarding, I was 150 hours. So I became transport mission pilot. Then I flew a few sorties, moving aircraft here and there. And then with my additional training, I got to the next level and I became orientation pilot and so on and so forth. So step by step, once you become orientation pilot, there is no shortage for flying other than availability of aircraft. Like right now, we are a little bit dead in the water at the group level. But once aircraft is available, you can fly as much as you want. There is no limitation other than operational limitations for duties. We have some additional regulations on top of FAA regulations we have to follow, but you will learn as you go through onboarding what those are. All right. Thank you, everyone. The meeting is over. Thank you, Mario, for joining us.